Welcome back to SaharaTV. My name is Rudolf Okonkwo. In continuation of our ongoing discussions on the national conference, we are pleased to have with us today the youngest delegate to the conference, Mrs. Yadomah Mandara. She is a delegate representing the youths. She is also an environmental biologist. Ms. Mandara, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you, Rudolf.
Let me start by asking, this is the fourth week of the conference. You have 8 weeks to go. How are the delegates feeling about time? Is there any sense that you are running out of time?
Actually, everybody is a bit agitated. We're running out of time. One of the delegates actually brought the issue up at the conference. That's last week, and the deputy chairman was like, it's important for everybody to express his opinion and to so that everybody will understand which pitch everybody belong to. So I think we're running out of time quite all right, but then thank God we're done with it on Thursday. So we'll move on to better issues.
Now, Nigerians, they don't understand. Why did it take 4 weeks to discuss the opening speech of the president?
Yeah, well, actually, I myself don't understand why it took us this long, but we agreed that every delegate will have 4 minutes to talk. 3 minutes to talk. That's 3 minutes to 492 delegates. That's about. It took us about 2 weeks. Also, we started on the 24th and we ended on Thursday. So I think basically everybody wants to have a time to talk and speak and hear his opinion.
Now, this week, there were a lot of interesting submissions. I want to ask you, before we go into details, which one do you find the most interesting based on the submissions by the people that spoke this week?
Well, there are so many interesting submissions, but the ones I would say I'm really interested in is the ones the youth presented at the national conference, yeah.
What was that? Because I don't think I saw that in the papers. What was that?
Well, there's Hassan Rilwan spoke, Musumula Umaru spoke. I also spoke this week. Well, we basically spoke about the gap between the youth and the elites in the country. So we want to see the gap between us closed, and we want to see a situation whereby the youths are not just seen as the background. We want to be seen at the front. We want to actively be given the chance to participate in politics and all that. We discussed that this week. So we were able to speak to the elders at the conference.
Now, there was an issue that came up where the Lamida of Adamawa talked about resource control, and he compared it to land resource. What did he say, and how did that play with the delegates?
Well, he actually basically said that every state should control his resource. The lands with oil should take their oil, and the lands and those that have land should take their lands, so that everybody will utilize his resources. And it's most of the delegates were down with what he said, and some of them are really interested in that. And there is an emir from the south who spoke about the resource of Nigeria belonging to all Nigerians. And, there was this expression in the faces of some of the delegates saying, okay, this guy, as in, what are you saying, kind of. So I believe the Lamido's speech kind of, came through as a good one to some, actually, basically, yeah.
Do you know how would that work? I mean, when you say that the land belongs to the states, is there any different from what is going on now? For instance, is the land in, let's say, Anambra State belongs to anybody else but the people in Anambra State?
Well, basically, that's what they're trying to say, as in the tax to be paid, as in, now tax are being paid and it goes directly to the federal government account. So I think what he's trying to say is that every state should use his resources, use what the revenue he generates from his land to build his land, not going directly to the federal government force.
Now, there were several talks about corruption in Nigeria, and one of the delegates said this, that he from Borno State, he prayed that God should touch the hearts of the corrupt Nigerians to return our looted money, and if they fail, destroy them.
Yes.
So, do people really take seriously what people say there? Or did he offer, for instance, when you heard that, were you thinking that God will actually come down to punish Nigerians who stole money and destroy their property?
Of course not. You know, there are so many things going on in Nigeria that deserves this punishment. But then Nigerians always believe in prayer and sitting down and doing nothing and expect that the prayers will God will listen to their prayers without doing anything. Actually, we have to do something before even God answers our prayer. So I just believe we just see it for the fun of seeing it, and that's just it.
Now, on your
Yeah.
blog, you reported that you were given a green card. The delegates were given a green card by the presidency.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the card, and why were you given that card?
It's an Easter card. The president wishing each delegate a happy Easter celebration. Yeah.
Just a regular card.
Yeah, just a regular card.
Okay. Now, there were some other interesting things that came up. Someone suggested that people who rape should be castrated. How did that play with the delegates?
Well, everybody was laughing when that was said. Most of the women, when they stand up, that's what they see. It's like the new thing to them, as in they always play with that. I think it's just like a play, kind of. So the men find it funny and just laugh out loud, and that's it basically.
Now, there was also a talk about changing Nigeria's names. So a delegate suggested that the name of Nigeria should be changed to Songhai's Empire or something.
Yeah.
Did people bounce on that and say that's a good thing?
No, nobody. Everybody was like surprised why Songhai. The guy doesn't. He said he doesn't like the name Nigeria because it reminds him of nigger, and he doesn't like the word nigger. So he believes we should just change the name of Nigeria to something better. So
Now, people wonder all these things that come out from the delegates. Are they just playing to the cameras, or are these serious suggestions?
well, some are basically some are serious suggestions. Some don't even have anything to say. They just stand up and just want to just see, be seen. And but then there are some that really mean what they say. Some are really serious. Yeah.
Now, issues that are of importance to women, have they been discussed, or did anybody discuss anything around those issues?
Yeah. They've
Hello? Did you hear me? Hello? Yadomah? Okay, I think our connection to Yadomah is probably delayed. We will take a break. When we come back, we will finish our conversation with her. I hope you stay tuned, and we'll ask her about her blog, how people are responding to her blog, and also talk about how some of these suggestions, if she knows, how the suggestions are going to be turned into law. Okay, I think we have her back. Yadoma, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we were cut off, I was asking about issues of importance to women. Have they been
Yes.
discussed?
Yeah, they have been discussed. So many of the women speak about gender issues.
What are
Yeah.
the core issues that they brought up?
Well, the core issues are basically inclusion of women in politics, the gender equity issue. They also spoke about women being raped, and these are some of the issues they really want to address. They want to see, But then one of the youth spoke to them about, okay, you people are agitating on gender equity and gender equality, yet you have house girls at home that you maltreat and beat. Is this an equity, or you people are just out here to just see what you want to see? But I've met some of the women. They are trying to pull us, the youth, the two female youths in my category, to join their crusade on gender issue, and some of them are being sincere that they are not fighting for themselves because they are old. They are fighting for my generation and the next generation. So many gender issues are discussed.
Now, you write a blog where you report things that are happening there. How is that being received in Nigeria?
Well, there is a good reception of my blog. I think I get about close to 400 views every day, and I think it's well received. So many people are out there waiting for me to write, just for them to read.
Now, there was an issue, I think, a few weeks ago where a newspaper reported something about you. What was that issue about?
Well, some of them reported, Punch reported that so many men are going on pilgrimage, just to get my attention, to seduce me, because I'm the youngest delegate. But then the gold diggers will be shamed because I intend to use my allowance to start up a foundation in Borno State. So that's the report, actually.
How did you take that?
Well, I'm getting used to it. So many media houses write what they want to write, but then I'm getting used to it.
Now, I know that the youths are underrepresented at this conference. Do you think that you will have an impact in the final decisions that will be made?
Well, we are really scared because, yeah, we are very represented with the number of Nigerian youths out there. They say we are only 18 out of 492. That's about 3.7% representation. It's quite a shame, but we hope our ideas will fly because most of the, delegates, elderly ones, are like getting agitated by the youths. Whenever they stand up, they talk about the youths are saying this and the youths are saying that. So it's like they have noticed our presence, and we hope our ideas will fly.
Now, what is the situation with the relationship between the delegates and the media? There are a lot of talks about media, people criticizing the media. How are the delegates taking media reporting on this conference?
Well, on the rule of procedure, initially there was a clause that says the media shouldn't report anything that is against the will of the conference. But later on, the delegates spoke about, allowing the media to carry whatever they see. There was a time when a media house actually, snapped the picture of delegates sleeping, and this really frustrated one delegate, and he stood up and was saying, okay, this media house should be careful. And then others were like, okay, are we here to sleep? If we're here to sleep, we should just leave the conference and go to our various house, or bring young bloods that can withstand the pressure of sitting for hours. So I think, the media are doing what they feel like doing, and the delegates have no other choice but to accept the media houses.
Now, this week there was this debate about food, the cost of a plate of food for the delegates. At a point, the vice chairman of the conference was frustrated by reports that a plate of food cost about 60,000 naira. How much is a plate of food? Do you know? Are you fed? How many times are you fed as a delegate there? Is it?
Well, actually, it's not a deputy chairman that brought up the issue. It was a delegate that read from the media that, each delegate is like, each plate of a delegate costs 60,000 naira. So the delegate was frustrated and like came out straight to ask the deputy chair and the secretariat to tell us how much does it cost per plate. And the deputy chairman said it's 4,000 naira per plate for each delegate. And even the caterers are having issues with the secretariat because it can't cover 4,000 is really small, that it cannot cover all the 402 delegates that they are battling on the issues. And we eat meal once a day. Our break time is between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we eat once. But there is this, tea and fruits, in the morning, that we can take. Yeah.
Now, we're running out of time. Let me ask you, are you comfortable with the process by which whatever decision you arrive at will now become law? Do you think there is a process in place for whatever decisions that the conference should arrive at will become law, especially when this week the Senate they basically throw out any idea of putting in place any system that will make that happen.
Yeah, I wish our ideas would just be implemented. You know, they should be sent to like various ministries and just for it to be adopted immediately. Most of the delegates are agitated because, you know, after wasting a whole lot of time, you know, deliberating and all that, and our ideas will just go into bookshelves, and you know, we are really sad about that. But we hope, you know, we wish the president will like work on it immediately, not just, you know, pass it to the House of Assembly and it drowns there. And yeah, basically.
Now, let me ask you finally, what will you consider a success for this conference?
What I would consider a success is when our ideas as youths are implemented. When I see, you know, youths being employed without fighting for it, without dying, and I see peace returning to our various states, and Nigerians and Nigeria is being united. This to me is a success.
All right. Yadomah Mandara, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
I hope as you go on with this conference, you'll be available to talk to us again.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah,
So that has been Yadomah Mandara, who is the youngest delegate to the national conference. We will keep talking to her and talking to other delegates every week on our show. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.